Hello YouTube, and most importantly, hi returning hunters, subscribers.
Oh no.
Guys, look, I know I haven't posted Monster Hunter content in a while.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
But you guys should know by now, I'm either doing Final Fantasy XIV videos, we don't talk about this one, or I'm absolutely shitting the bed when it comes to upload consistency.
I guess what I'm trying to say is the struggle is real.
Regardless, this time around, like the thumbnail and title implies, I'm gonna give you peeps a small video series for every 5 weapon trailers Capcom releases. It's just gonna be me quickly highlighting each weapon trailer they've shown so far. It's gonna include my first impression, thoughts, commentary about them, blah blah blah, the yada yada yada, the same old thing. I could have made this video in a longer format and even made a dedicated video for every weapon trailer, but I'm not trying to milk this kind of content. I very much like to value your peeps' watch time, and above all else, I don't want to give you peeps the same lengthy reaction videos out there. Either way, I think you guys will enjoy this kind of format. Just trust me and watch. So with that said, first on the list, the focus mode trailer. Yeah, I know I said weapon trailers, but there are some neat things in the focus mode trailer that I'd like to address, and I might as well do it in this video. So it seems that focus mode is going to be more targeted for newer players slash hunters, allowing all of us to finally aim and direct our attacks in whatever way the camera is facing. And personally, I like this, but I do have concerns about it, specifically with this clip with the Greatsword. I feel that the focus mode mechanic definitely strips the essence of positioning in a certain direction. Since the camera will allow you to look anywhere, focus mode in turn will allow you to aim anywhere as well. And those times where you'd have to readjust slowly because the monster slightly moved ahead or behind you are now probably gone. Whether that's a good or bad thing is up for you to decide, but ultimately I do feel like it's a quality of life change for every weapon. Only time will tell how impactful this will be in the long run. We've already known this for a while, but focus mode will highlight the monster's weak points, which is definitely going to be an easy way to keep track of where you should be hitting the monster. But it is nice to see it during combat and how it's integrated mid-hunt. And longsword players, mains, whatever, I beg of you, for the gazillionth time, please stay away from the head. We're gonna have a literal mechanic telling you where you should be, so if I see you from the head,
What am I fighting for?
And lastly, in one of my previous videos, I said that focus mode would be something that triggers special attacks, similar to those from Monster Hunter Generations, and it seems like I was correct. Focus strikes are going to be the special attacks that we can perform through focus mode, and thankfully they're going to give us all the incentive to do them. Aside from focus strikes looking cool as shit, I'm most certain they're going to do a bucket load of damage to the monster's weak points. And if there's anything to take from the Metaslops Devourers that have an absolute addiction to wallbanging a monster every 3 minutes in a hunt, this is a good thing in terms of damage, right? Now onto the weapon trailers themselves, and right off the bat we get the good old Greatsword. And guys, before I get into it, I have something to admit here. I think the default hunter armor this time around is probably one of the best we've had. It looks fantastic, has that sleek yet modern design to it, and best of all, it fits thematically to the Monster Hunter aesthetic. So props to you, Capcom. You mostly never fail me. Now on to the gameplay. We have the standard Greatsword gameplay, and instead of missing, they actually hit. And you guys already know this trailer is going to be full of dreams and lies.
Why do you do it? Why? Why get up? Why keep fighting?
I don't know how often other YouTubers say this, but the fluidity of the animations are becoming... That's what I'm talking about. Here we have the standard guard for the Greatsword, which most of you will probably forget to use once more, since a great amount of you don't even use it to begin with. If you feel called out, then I ain't gotta explain.
Shut your
And once more they show us this immaculate uppercut by the Greatsword once again, which all things considered we're all probably going to be whiffing the shit out of this the first time around. It's just the rite of calling for this weapon. Seems like this attack from the Greatsword is performed in focus mode and will allow us to grind the monster's weak points. Pause. Which is definitely going to be an attack I'll see most of you Greatsword mains doing a lot, simply because I have this feeling that the damage values for this attack is probably going to be nutty. And lastly, the Power Clash, or so I think that's what it's called. If we run the footage slowly, we can see that it looks like a parry or a guard shove coming from the hunter, and whether or not this will be prompted differently for every weapon, I'm unsure. It's still pretty cool that the Greatsword can pull this off from seemingly a guard. It gives it more depth, and well, you peeps should know how I feel about mechanics that require precision and timing.
Enemy spotted.
Next on the list, Heavy Bowgun, and I will always crack jokes about the gunner categories, on how you guys will always make every hunt in multiplayer easier than what it should be.
No, he's got a point.
But in my heart, I have tons of respect for you peeps, especially when it comes to soloing hunts. It's a completely different ball game, and when I mean soloing, I mean with how pallet goes. Don't try to be slick. With that said, we start the trailer off with the standard Heavy Bowgun stuff, which is to be expected. We get the good old ramble attack once again, and I'm quickly reminded why I can't do Heavy Bowgun, or else I'd be spamming this move 24/7, and I know when it comes to damage, it's not the most effective. Seems like the auto guard function is back again, and yes, I'm looking at the 90% of you Heavy Bowgun mains out there. Look, not calling you out or anything, but, you know. Don't know how many of you have said this, but I'm loving the impact feeling in all of the weapon trailers so far. I mean, just look at this. Look, you can feel the instant lobotomy this Doshiguma is feeling at the moment.
Instant lobotomy.
And lastly, the Power Clash for the Heavy Bowgun. Seems like you guys finally got a PhD in dentistry, and I'm absolutely jealous because of it. You can only imagine the amount of times you're going to be blasting into the monster. Pause.
Because I like it. And I love it.
Next up, the Insect Glaive. And I'm going to be honest, Insect Glaive mains, I can count the many times I've used this weapon with both my hands. Since the introduction from 4 Ultimate, that's how little I've used it. I'm sorry, it's just not a weapon that has appealed to me. I'm so sorry, but for the love of everything, do me one thing. Keep this meme alive and remind the French players to never touch this weapon again. Always love the concept of bug and stick, and hopefully this time around the Insect Glaive mains can get full customization of their Kinsect. Doubt it, but let's be hopeful. Correct me if I'm wrong again, but are some of these attacks giving the buffs automatically? Has that always been a thing? Like I said, I haven't touched the Insect Glaive in a while, and if this is the case, that sounds fucking huge for you guys. And if not, I'm just blabbering and you should ignore me. If this attack is an automatic mount from the Insect Glaive, then you guys are so fucking back from the 4 Ultimate era. And I'm sure there's gonna be a threshold later down the line for these monsters when it comes to this move, but holy moly, this could be huge for you guys. And as always, this weapon has the most style points when it comes to attacking, and if I don't see this move being done at least 3 times every hunt I'm with an Insect Glaive, you guys have failed me. Next on the list, Gunlance, and we are so fucking back. But before that, the ingot armor. Dear God, is this armor always so fucking beautiful, and I'm glad it's back. I definitely didn't doubt it, but you know, it's good to see it back. Standard stuff for the Gunlance, yeah, normal shelling for the win. The sidestep for the Gunlance seems to be more fluid this time around, which is always a welcoming thing. And what the fuck was that? I haven't touched the Gunlance that often in World, let alone Rise and Sunbreak, but I know for a fact this is new. To which case, we are so fucking back. Especially since this came from a sidestep into a dash attack of some sort, which, that's that dopamine rush. Looks like Gunlance is gonna have some perfect blocking or countering into its kit now, which I have always said is a great thing. Tap the sign. Oh man, just look at this. What a perfect way to emphasize offense and defense with the Gunlance. Then with this new attack, being able to move, block, and explode your shells all at the same time. Oh, fuck yeah. Tap the sign, tap the sign. And lastly, another attack from focus mode where we get to grind a monster's weak points. Pause. Overall, it seems that the Gunlance is definitely putting more emphasis on the gun part of the weapon, which I am definitely all for. On to the last weapon trailer for this video, and lo and behold, my beautiful and most underrated weapon, the hunting horn. I don't often play the hunting horn, but I love the animation expression this weapon gives for wilds. Love that these bubbles are essentially constant DPS pools for the hunting horn while seemingly going off of your melody and being able to overlap each other. Hunting horn users, rejoice! It seems that you are truly becoming a proper DPS. Sure, I'd hope so. Imagine if they took that away. Imagine if allies don't receive buffs. Oh god. Seems like the wire bug attack is back and more stylish than ever, so get ready for those instant stuns. Makes me almost want this guy back for the guitar weapon, but I can do without him this time around for a while, and it's not for the reason my peeps are thinking. Overall, I'm glad to see the hunting horn is getting the much needed love it deserves. Can't wait to try this weapon out again, especially with a whole squad of hunting horns. God, can you only imagine the DPS, let alone the FPS drop? You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. With that said, I am working on the next video as well. Just saw the light bowgun trailer and it's great. That hammer trailer though, I don't even want to talk about it. So expect this kind of video, but for the next 4 to 5 weapons. As always, I will be putting the next community post down, preferably the next 4 weapons in order, so go vote on that when it comes out. And with that in mind, I will see you peeps on the next one. And don't worry, a big video is coming on the way. I still promised you guys tons of videos and you'll definitely receive them. So hopefully you do enjoy this video and, well, on to the next one, right?